Who watched the finale this year? All right, a lot of people here. So give us the vision for The Voice. I mean, it came after American Idol, and there are other competition shows. What sets The Voice apart, and what was your vision for The Voice?
Well, the first thing, can you imagine how many people, again, told me, much like Survivor and then working with the Prince Donald Trump and other shows, it would never work. People love to tell you why your ideas are bad. It's like it's a professional sport for some people. Typically, people who've done nothing, interestingly enough. Don't want to be rude or unkind. I try not to be, but people do that. And the reason they had for this time was there's no way America could support another singing show. No way. And anyway, this show doesn't have any bad singers being ripped by judges, and that's the whole point of American Idol and X Factor. So how's this going to work with spinning chairs? Are you kidding? Right. And I just knew, one thing I did, by the way, I did have a little moment of like, wow, I wonder, it had been on in Holland and done well in Holland, and a number of shows did well in Holland. But I had my 3 teenagers look at a YouTube thing of the Dutch show. All 3 kids were like, oh, whoa, this is great. It was in Dutch, and they're like, this is great. Because they got what was going on, that these singers were turning their chairs around and fighting each other for an unknown singer. And that's what's brilliant about John DeMore, the guy who created The Voice. That's what's brilliant, is he's replicated, and we've replicated this criticizing of the William Hungs of the world for sport, which, by the way, America's not into. The world's not into the ripping of people. It was fun. We all watched it for a while. People don't want to see that as much. And they replaced that with the famous singers fighting with each other over a regular person. It's very 99% and the 1% in its power to the small person, and where the famous rich people are now on their back foot fighting each other for the privilege of the unknown person joining their team. And you know what? Obviously, it has worked. And it was something I really wanted to do, was have a hit music show. And there's also a level of risk there where I've had a lot of hit shows and putting yourself out there on the edge again. The easy thing to do, when you've got nothing, taking risks, for me at least, was easy, because it was about the doing nothing and being known for nothing versus failing. Suddenly now you're known for a lot. Now like you got really way up. Maybe I'm just nutty, but I didn't care. I just wanted to do it. And I felt, I've got to get a hit music show. I think this Voice thing from Holland is it. And thankfully, I was right.
So you licensed the rights, or you somehow acquired the rights?
Me and NBC were developing a music show. We were on the verge of just doing it because I wanted to have a music show. And NBC said, this Dutch show could work. Looked at it, and then we jointly said, let's scrap our plans for what we've got. This is better. Let's make a deal with this Dutch team. Let's just do it together. And that was a case of me and NBC had to cut down what we would make for the sharing of the others, but it was worth it because you're better to have something you really think is kick-ass and it's going to really work. And The Voice could be on for a decade. It's great fun. Then, of course, the idea to bring in top-level music talent versus people who their careers are sort of over and they need to be on a show to reboot. People are at the top of their game. And that's what we did, and with CeeLo and Adam and Blake and Christina. And it's been such great fun.